Greetings to you viewers from across the globe. You're welcome. This is Veegil Media, and I'm Odiawa AI. With me on the show, I've got Temitope Williams, and we'll be talking about entrepreneurship and startups in Nigeria. Temitope, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
It's no news that everyone wants to start up some business of his or her own. Funds are required also, the technical expertise also to start up these entrepreneurship platforms is also germane. Now, is the climate favorable? What are the factors limiting these entrepreneurs or startups? How would we see them? That's why we have Temitope Williams now on the show. Temitope Williams, you're welcome once again.
Thank you very much.
So now, in your own context, what or who will you say is an entrepreneur?
Okay, I would go this way. An entrepreneur is somebody who is willing to start a business or a company and is taking a financial risk and having hope that he would make profits. So an entrepreneurship is somebody who also sits and think of any business that is thriving that he or she can do and having the same hope that there will be profit at the end of the day.
Oh, I see. So, therefore, for that entrepreneur now to initiate for that entrepreneur now to come up with with this idea that he needs to make profit, that's where startups now come in. Now, what will we now differentiate, or what will we now call a startup?
Okay, a startup is a newly established business or a company founded by an entrepreneur. Then they bring innovations to the market.
Okay.
So we have different successful startups that I have known of. We have Flutterwave, we have Paystack, we have Andela, and so on and so forth.
Okay. So like these startups which you've mentioned, they are all technologically inclined.
Yes.
Let me put it that way.
Yes.
Now, the system now, as we speak now, Nigeria now, doesn't favor those who are technologically sound to start up their businesses as entrepreneurs now. What will you, there are so many things actually hindering them from the family, and you come over from outside the family circle, you're talking about even the system at large. What are these challenges now which you feel will hinder these people from attaining these technological advancements?
Okay, the number one challenges that I feel is financial constraints. Because if you don't have money, you can't start up anything. Even though you are planning to start up something that is not even going to, it's not going to really take much of your money, but you have to have money. You can't just wake up this morning and say, oh, I want to start selling something without having a profit or without having a capital or without having something that you want to start up with. So the main problem we have and the main challenges most startups and entrepreneur faces is financial constraints. And also this competition in the market. Currently, we have a lot of competition in the market. This company is doing this company is doing that. Just the way we have this fintech. Almost all the companies in Nigeria are into fintech. We have this fintech, and they are all doing the same thing. So the only difference, like if you look at OP and Pampay, I can see they are one of the most thriving fintech companies we have currently in Nigeria, OP and Pampay, because they give this flexibility whereby your phone number is your account number, so you can easily remember it. When you want to transfer, you don't have to pay this outrageous money, the charges that the normal bank would collect from you. Because in GTB, when you want to transfer from, I think, 5,000 to maybe 20,000, maybe it's like maybe 25 naira or 52 naira. But for OP, we have you have free 3 transfer for a day. So if you want to transfer to like GTB, First Bank, other banks, you have just 3 free transfer. Then the remaining ones, they're just taking 10 naira from you. So after your free transfer, then you have to start paying 10 naira. So they give this flexibility to the users out there that everybody wants to have OP and PAPay. Everybody wants to just have it. So, and the other problem again that I can see we have is the challenges entrepreneurs faces is government initiative. We have a lot of Y Combinators program that governments do or private companies do, but they don't have opportunity to attend these programs because of the market rates, because of the competition there. We have people who know people that will tell them that okay, you can just go for this program and you will be selected. And why those people who actually have the real idea that they know what they are coming to give the market, but just because they don't have this connection to know those people in the authority. So I feel that is also a challenge for entrepreneurs and startup.
Okay, you mentioned two things now, capital and the government.
Yeah.
Let's now start with capital. Now, I'm not trying to spoil the business venture of motivational speakers. They come on board and they tell you you don't need money to do a particular thing.
Wow.
I know of someone who went to a particular what do they call their something facilitation, and they gave them motivational speeches and they introduced them to these businesses now. Now, this is an entrepreneur looking for how to make money, and he says that you don't need money to start a business. But when you look at it, you just look at it on the surface. But when you go deep down
Yes.
beneath the
You know that
ocean
you
bed, you know that you
really
actually need
need
money.
money.
For
Yes.
instance, now, based on logistics, you need to convey those products or those goods. Money will require to fuel the vehicle.
Yes.
PMS is not for free.
Yes.
Now, you need to even feed while on the job, so at least you concentrate.
If you have family.
So it's not for, I don't think we should be misguided. So finance is really, really germane,
Yes.
because from the family backing now going over to the public backing, which is actually the government now. This job racketeering now, it's a major challenge. For instance, now I won't say job racketeering now, I will say business racketeering or contract racketeering.
Yeah.
You're an entrepreneur. You know, yes, if you're given this contract,
You can deliver.
you can deliver,
Yeah.
but you need to pay to get that contract.
Yes.
How would won't that dampen entrepreneurial spirit when it comes to giving confidence in the government?
Yes.
Let me hear from you.
It will, because currently in Nigeria, we have a lot of people who are very, very good at their skills. But just like you said, you have to pay to get those contracts. You can't just go and say, I'm good at this and give me the contract. No, it has to come from somebody. From the front person that is coming from, it gives it to another person. Before it even gets to your hand, you would have exhausted the money. Because if you see some road contracts that they give this contractor, we just keep blaming the contractors that they do rubbish or the road they did was not good. But when they explain how the money that they got, they have to get their own profits too. They have to feed on that money. But just because, okay, let's say the government released the contract for 70 million, the person that collected the contract.
So, Temitope, how would you see entrepreneurship and startups in Nigeria?
Yeah, currently entrepreneurship and startup in Nigeria are thriving. Like, they are really doing a great job because most startups have created job opportunities for the youth in Nigeria, because to get into a public sector is not easy. So most youths are working for a private sector, and mostly all of them are startups. So currently startups and entrepreneurs in Nigeria they are doing a great job.
Okay. Now, these startups headed by entrepreneurs, do you feel that they ought to have even achieved more in a very, should I say, dicey environment like Nigeria? For instance, now, these startups, they will need people who are actually qualified with particular certifications.
Yeah.
Now, another question is those individuals now, they need funds to acquire those certifications now. These startups, do they provide avenues for certification so that they can get someone who has prospects concerning their startups?
Yes, the problem is that I see with startups is they don't have that fund to get those prospects that would see their vision the same way they see it. So they just basically just hire people who have basic ideas, and they'll just, because they don't have the money. Okay, for instance, now when a startup who want to employ a front-end developer, a back-end developer, and currently in Nigeria, back-end developer are earning way more. And for a startup who cannot pay a back-end developer maybe let's say 100,000 or 200,000, so how do you expect that kind of startup to pay a back-end developer 700,000, 800,000? Where would the startup get that kind of money from? So mostly they just employ an intern. They
Okay.
employ people who are still learning. So they just try to say, okay, what if we can build this person to be what we want?
Okay.
So that's what they do most of the time.
I think that answers my question now. Now, what opportunities do you think now are out there? Fine, there are opportunities which they have already exploited, which of course are making them thrive in different areas. What other opportunities are out there currently now in Nigeria for them to take advantage of?
I think most of the opportunity that I can say is because currently in Nigeria there is no food.
Mm.
And if most startup can go into agriculture, agribusiness, but we know that insecurity is one of the reasons why most people don't want to go into farming. But if we should look at it, say food is life. When you have food in your stomach, you'll be able to fight for a lot of things. When you don't have food, you'll not be able to reason. So I think most of these startups should also venture into agric, not just fintech, technology. And they can also add technology into that agricultural business they do. And also they should go into renewable energy like the solar power. Because currently right now in Nigeria we don't have lights. So but with solar inverter, it helps. It even help other thriving business, because the rate at which PMS is going now, we don't know if we're still going to buy a liter of fuel for 1,000 naira. We don't know. At least we're still at 600 now, so we don't know the next price that is coming on board. So but with renewable energy, we have people who have this ability or who have this talent to build solar system. We have different kind of solar system now. That was I the last time I checked, I saw one BB jump solar. It just carries your light, your fan, and that is just a small solar panel just put outside of your house. So they should venture into things like that. Everything is not just about fintech. And also they should can venture into recycling. The way they litter the whole road
Plastic bags and
with
bottles.
plastic bags and bottles, you can actually organize a app that some people, that is even a way of bringing people, giving people job opportunities. Some people, when you know your trash bag is full, all you need to do is to contact those people. They come to carry it at an affordable price. Because this lawma of a thing, they don't go all around. They don't, sometimes they might not even work for months, and the debts has just keep piling up. And at some point, that's why we have blockage of drainage in the gutters. Because you see some people, when their trash bag is full, they just go and pour everything in the gutters. Then you say the drainage is not moving. It's not moving. When there are a lot of dirt is there blocking it. So a lot of business opportunities is still out there that entrepreneurs and startups can still venture into.
That has even answered the question which I wanted to ask initially, because you've mentioned a very, very crucial like key sector, agriculture and power. Because now if we look at it now, the agricultural sector, everyone wants to eat.
Yes.
Depending on how fancy or how expensive
They
or
just
low
want
that
to eat.
delicacy is,
Yes.
they just want to eat. But the people of today are they are not quite cut out for or they call them the Gen
Oh,
Zs.
yes.
They are not quite cut out for farming. So farming now is people need to eat, people need to feed. The Gen Zs now are more, inclined with, gadgets,
Yes.
forgetting that if you're not even eating well, you will not be able to have strength to even press those gadgets. So it's another thing whereby we need, so they also need to key into mechanized farming, whereby you're in a tractor that is plowing at the same time planting, and you're inside a roof or a shade while the tractor is moving. But why farming is not fancied here is so that they're under the basking sun for close to hours. So the Gen Zs will not quite find that fancy enough.
And most of the time we have insecurity issues because those the Hausa people that bring um pepper from the north, onions from the north. Currently now, I don't know if you know that onions is very expensive.
Definitely. And the size has
So
reduced.
the size has reduced, and the whole thing behind this, they said they are not able to go to farm because of insecurity.
The kidnappings
People are
and the
killing them
abductions.
insecure. So I feel that is one of the things that people are running away from. Nobody wants to risk their life for anything.
Mm.
So, but I feel if this is where the government come in, if they can solve the problem of insecurity in Nigeria, this would give opportunities for other businesses to thrive. Because you see some companies from abroad coming to Nigeria just because they know they would make profit in Nigeria. There's nothing you sell in Nigeria that you will not make profit.
Definitely.
There's nothing you just, in as much you can cajole Nigerians to buy that thing, and one person has bought it, the other person likes it, that's the end. Your product will fly. But the only problem they all have is insecurity. I don't know if you know of this company in GSK that just pack.
GlaxoSmithKline. Yeah.
Like immediately they packed away from Nigeria, all their products became very expensive. If augmentin from 8,000 can fly to 42,000 naira now. So man, you should know that insecurity is actually a very major concern in Nigeria, and I plead to the Nigerian government to please help us solve insecurity in Nigeria.
The federal government definitely, I want to believe, is working seriously hard and tirelessly to address these hitches obstructing the, should I say, optimal performance of entrepreneurship and startups. Temitope here has highlighted some challenges and some key sectors in which entrepreneurship and startups also are actually feasible within the country, and how these ones will be addressed to make sure that even aspiring entrepreneurs, their spirits or morals are not even dampened. I'm with our AI for Veegil Media, and with me on the show has been Temitope Williams. You do well to subscribe on our YouTube channel and also follow us across various social media platforms. Don't forget to download the Google app and also on the Apple App Store, Veegil Media. I'm Odiawa AI once again. Thanks for watching.